Hello, beautiful people. I am back. I had a very, very good birthday. I had some cake, I had some ice cream. Go to HEB. They had the most wonderful, wonderful, wonderful red velvet cake up in their bakery section. The best cake ever throughout the whole state of Texas. Go to HEB. Not Walmart, not Costco, not anywhere else. Just at HEB. And no, it's not Heb Groceries. It's pronounced HEB. Well, somebody up online, they call it Heb Groceries. I'm like, what? Huh? Their initials for the founders. It's HEB. Ugh. I think she needs a Texas history lesson. But that's beside the point. She's not originally from Texas, this person that says that. But it is pronounced HEB. But I haven't watched her channel in forever. Oh well, she's probably still calling it the wrong name. I am a stone's throw from San Saba. I mean, literally, I can throw a stone in the land outside of San Saba, but I'm close enough. And this one guy came over to give us an estimate on the siding for the house. And he's originally from Houston, but he was in San Saba. He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry." He goes, "For being so late, I didn't realize the drive from San Saba to Killeen." And I was like, "Son, you mean San Saba, S-A-B-A?" He goes, "Yeah." And I went, "Oh, it's pronounced San Saba, not Saba." He goes, "Oh, our teacher always pronounced us. It told us to." What is that? What is that? Is that raccoon? Or is that a bobcat? Oh, please be a raccoon, not a bobcat. Please be a raccoon, not a bobcat. Can y'all tell? Nope, it's bobcat. Ew. Good Lord. They some brazen things, I'm telling you. Dude, don't walk up over there. He's got livestock guardian dog. Oh, well. Yeah. I hope his dogs are up inside. If not, they're gonna chew you up and spit you out. Not this yard, but the yard next to it. But that's beside the point. Now I'm worried about that stupid cat. Ugh. Lifeline. Okay. Well, let me just explain. HEB has got the best red velvet cake. I'll take it, hands down, every single time. You want carrot cake? Hell no. You want red velvet? Hell yeah. So, and they got a new flavor of ice cream out. It's called caramel apple sherbet. It's a limited edition thing. I hope they keep it out for a while. That ice cream was chef's kiss. Love it. So, anybody out there, if you're in Texas and you got a HEB anywhere near you. Now, I know they did put one up there in Lubbock a few years ago. So, I'm glad that Jill finally got one out there. I don't know if Amarillo's got one, El Paso. Well, anything that's west of Lampasas. I know Lampasas got one, but I don't think there's anything out there further between outside of land passes like Port Stockton, El Paso, Midland, San Angelo, Odessa. I don't think y'all got anything out there. Big Bend area. I don't think y'all do. Y'all are missing out. Y'all are missing out. I don't know. Leave a comment down below and tell me. Yeah, I just wanted to sit outside for a few minutes. I was like, in San Saba. I couldn't believe that. He said that. I was like, oh no, dude, it's pronounced San Saba, not Saba. And then a guy that's got his own TV show, he was down in San Antonio, or outside San Antonio, very outskirts of San Antonio. And he said, we are at the Salado Inn. I'm thinking, Salado? Doesn't he mean Salado Inn? S-A-L-D-O? But he kept calling it the Salado Inn. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I guess if you ain't from Texas, you ain't speaking Texan. And even though the one guy, he said he was from Houston, I don't think he's ever been up this far. San Saba. Oh, good gravy. Okay, that's beside the point. Now let me get talking, like I was talking about my birthday. And I tried to do this. There's gunshots. Let me put this way, pew-pews. It's early Sunday morning. People are drunk. Okay, that's the point. But let me talk a few minutes. Every single year, for my birthday, I reflect about the previous year. Now, for certain sensitive people, this is a trigger warning. It's about scapegoating. Yeah, but this year, I wanted to, reflect on my entire life to see where I can go better. Now, I was always made to be the scapegoat. I am the oldest. I was made to be the scapegoat. Now, my twin brother, which is a few minutes behind me, he was made to be the invisible one. And then with my younger brother, he was made to be the golden child. Now, I was blamed for everything. Everything. Oh my God, everything. Everything. Even if it happened 40 years before I was born. I was blamed for that. I was blamed for it raining. I was blaming if there was a drought. I mean, it was stupid. But I was scapegoated on everything. Now, the golden child, he could do no wrong. My mom would actually buy him beer, cigarettes, and everything. At 15 years old, I was like, Mom, what are you doing? She goes, shut up. If he's going to do anything, I want him to do it at home. And I'm like, oh, good Lord, you're enabling. But I didn't say it. I wanted to. So she would buy him beer and cigarettes and stuff like that. And I understand it was the 80s. I was like, whoa. I was like, Mom, you would have never done that for me. But she was always throwing that up in my face. Set a better example for your brothers. I'm like, Set a better example. Whoa, wait a minute. I set a darn good example. I set a better example than you do. You're the one who buys some cigarettes and beer. I don't. So I do set a better example. I mean, from the time I was 4 years old. Yeah, 4 years old. She had me babysitting my younger brother. At 4. And I was like, because we're 3 years apart, but it was, because my dad was stationed at Presidio Bay at the time. So, it was 4 years old when I was made to babysit him. But before that, I always had to watch my twin brother. She was putting her responsibilities on me. And I didn't think it was right then. I still don't think it's right now. And I called her out up on air several times. It was horrible. Yeah. Not good at all. It was, check out the moon. It's a beautiful moon. So it's like 75% there. The other 25% is gone, but that's it. So, yeah, every time my younger brother got arrested, my mom she smear campaigned me with her family. Everything that my younger brother was guilty of, she put up on me. She always said that it was me who was a drunk, who was this, who was that. Everything. Now, 4 sips of wine, I'm slap happy drunk and crawling up under the table to go to sleep. It's higher time. I don't like that. I had to go to sleep. But this is what my mom's smear campaign to me about. Things that my younger brother did, because, like I said, he was the golden child. I was the scapegoat. My twin brother was the invisible one. So, I know what she was doing. And I called her out repeatedly. And that's when the smear campaigning, it just got downright vicious with the smear campaign. And she would do it to anybody and everybody. And especially, okay, let me explain. Growing up as a scapegoat, you would do practically anything and everything to get up out of the house. I had just turned 19 years old. First man I batted my eyes at asked me to marry him. Oh, honey, I was up out of the house. I was out of that house. I had to go. Had to go. Here's another thing about scapegoats. We tend to gravitate towards people that are still like that. Even though she was a horrible narcissist. I noticed something when I was reflecting on my past, my younger days. When I got to my first husband, my second husband, I've been married 3 times. I'm on my 3rd marriage now. But my first husband, okay, let me explain something. Backtrack even further. My mom was a narcissist. My dad was a drunk. He was an alcoholic, and he was an enabler of my mom's behavior. I think the reason why he drank like that was to probably put up with my mom. I said probably. I don't know. I think he was drinking before he met my mom, but, it probably helped numb some of the behavior from my mom towards him. So, but when I married my first husband, he was an alcoholic too. And then when I married my second husband, he was a 100% true narcissist and an alcoholic. He goes, and this is why I drink, because of you. And I turned around and looked at him, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. You were drinking years before you even met me. You can't even blame me for that one. And he just looked at me. Like I said, I'm very confrontational. I will call on people when they try to lie about me, period. And that's what he was doing. A true narcissist will put you down to make themselves feel better. And that's what he was doing. He was putting me down for himself to feel better. And which was not right, but that's what he did. So, and I knew by the time I had met my third husband, we dated a few years. We've been together 16. But there was a large space in between my second and my third husband. And I had to work on myself. And I had to pray. And I was praying to God. I was like, please don't ever send me another drunk, another alcoholic, another this kind of person, that kind of person, this kind of person. I have to be different from my first two husbands. But God did. He sent me my third husband. Like I said, we dated for a while. I didn't know if I wanted to be with him. And he's not an alcoholic or anything. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. He doesn't do some other kind of behavior. And I think we already know what kind of behavior I'm talking about. That's not alcohol, but it's some other form of recreational use for a lot of people. He doesn't do that either, thank you. And all this other stuff. Now, he may be severely ill. He had hepatitis C. He went through the treatment, even though it was an experimental medication. But they had a lot of good trials upon this medication. His liver, between his liver and his heart, his health is rapidly declining. Rapidly. He's a good man and everything, and I deeply care for him. Deeply care for him. And that's why I fight so hard for him and advocate for him every time he goes to the doctor, for his strokes, for his seizures, for this, for that. I'm like, I can't handle this no more. Y'all need to run this test, that test, on demand for whatever reason. I need him checked from the top of his head down to the soles of his feet and everything in between. And so they have. And come to find out, it's between his liver and his heart. He had a CT scan done earlier this year, late last year with contrast, That's when we found out how bad his heart was. Now, like I said before in my previous video I just made the other day, I took my wedding vows very seriously. A lot of people take them as jokes, but I took it seriously as, you know, for better or worse, sickness or in health. I'm there for my husband. I will take care of him and make sure that he has his 32 ounces of water throughout the day, that he has, you know, whatever the case may be. I always make sure that he's got everything that he needs. I believe in being there for somebody up until the very end. Now, I'm not saying that my husband's going or anything like that. I'm just saying you always, always, always be there for your loved ones. Unless you're a scapegoat. Because my mom always played that guilt trip up on me. She was like, we don't tell our family business to nobody. And I was like, but you're abusing me. Oh, it's not abuse. You're just too sensitive. And I'm like thinking to myself, that's where you're wrong. I am not too sensitive. I'm able to speak up for myself, and I'm speaking up for myself, and I'm telling you, you're abusing me. It kind of stopped for a little bit. Not too long. And then it went right back to it. Now, I confronted her about 25 years ago. Now, about 20 years ago. I confronted her about the abuse. I don't recommend anybody to do that. Just drop it like a bad habit and just keep on going. You know, she turned around and I told her, I was like, Mom, why did you call me those vulgar names when I was a kid? Why did you say this and this and this to me? Why did you treat me this way? I never did that. You're not remembering it the right way. I was like, Mom, you did too. And I confronted her in front of my younger brother, the golden child. And I said, his name is... Okay, that moth is flying around somewhere around here. And I said his name. I said, did she ever talk to you like that? He goes, nope. And I was like, well, she did with me. She goes, then she said it. She goes, well, you were older. You were older. You know you were older. It doesn't matter if I was older, younger, and you did say it to me when I was younger too. She only makes it sound like she said it to me when I was mid-teens. Nah. Said it to me from the time I can remember. And everything. So she just turned around and, oh, it was horrible. Absolutely horrible that day. I mean, I felt vindicated that she finally admitted to it, but it just like ripped that scab off. But you were older. She still wouldn't apologize for it. She still felt like she had every right to talk about her own child like that. And like I said, the smear campaigns. I mean, I only had a few friends, only a few, and she would go back to them and smear campaign them. I didn't know that's what she was doing until my friends would show up to my house. And they were like, Kirsten. I was like, what? They go, your mom showed up to my house and she was talking about you. I didn't like how she was talking about you. And I was like, and why? I know what she's doing. She's always done this. She gets mad at me for confronting her, and then she goes around lying about me to everybody. Everybody. Friends, family, even when I was married to my second husband at the time, she was lying about me to him. All because she was mad because I confront her about her being a narcissist with me. So, but I don't recommend that to anybody, confronting a narcissist. You're not going to get the satisfaction that you're hoping for from the narcissist. Oh, they may admit to it, but they'll spin it real fast and blame it all up on you. I wouldn't have treated you that way if you did this and this and this, or weren't such a fussy child. And it was horrible. Horrible. And that's why I tend to stay away from a lot of people. Within like a few minutes of the conversation, I can tell you if they are a narcissist or not. I'll stay away from them. Yeah, I got my wonderful compression socks on. And they're covered with fur up on there. I got my knee brace on. I got my pajama pants pulled up. It's warm. Why are these water skaters getting up on me? Oh. And I'm glad that he had his livestock guardian dogs up inside. Oh, pardon me. That was just rude. I'm glad that he had his livestock guardian dogs up inside the house. He would have tore that cat up. Even if it was a raccoon, he would have tore it up. Now, the raccoons would definitely fight back, but still. Yeah. Alright, beautiful people. I'm going to leave my tip information within the description bar. If you feel so inclined, please leave a tip. It'll be in the description bar. And y'all have a very blessed morning, afternoon, night, wherever you may be. Y'all come back now, you hear?